wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. Hey, Mimi filling in for Morgan. What up, Mimi?
Good morning, y'all. Good morning, NV, Jess. How y'all doing?
Hey, girl.
Good. Okay, so let's just jump right in. A federal judge is temporarily blocking President Trump from using a 200-year-old wartime law to deport immigrants. In a proclamation signed on Friday, the president declared that he would enforce the Alien Enemies Act of 1798 to deport a Venezuelan gang. Now, this law gives the government the power to deport certain foreign nationals without a trial during times of war. It's only been used about 3 times in U.S. history, with the last time being during World War II. Now, the federal judge in this case on Saturday, he blocked deportations with a 14-day restraining order. He said that a plane carrying these detainees needed to be turned around, but the White House said that the White House said that they did not defy the court order. But despite that, 261 people were deported to El Salvador, including 137 suspected gang members. The White House is saying that the people on the plane, they had already left U.S. territory and that had already been removed from the country. But according to a source familiar with the situation, the 2 flights carrying the Venezuelans were still in the air when the judge made the ruling. Now, this whole case, it stems from a lawsuit filed by 5 Venezuelan men who are in a U.S. immigration detention center, and they argue that the law should not apply because the U.S. is not at war with Venezuela. But critics of the president, they say that he is testing the limits on immigration. And Friday, during a visit to the Department of Justice, Trump shared more on his approach to handling immigration issues. Let's hear what he had to say.
And they said, no, people that come into our country are all wonderful people. No, they're not wonderful. These are stone cold killers. These are killers they make our killers look nice by comparison.
Sounds crazy.
Right? Because a killer is a killer.
A killer is
right.
a killer. Yeah. There's no better killer. Your killer's not better than my killer. They all bad. Jesus.
Exactly. So, as part of this deal, the Trump administration will pay El Salvador $6 million to hold 300 gang members for a year. And this case, though, is far from over. It's set to go to the Supreme Court, with the Trump administration saying they expect to win. The next hearing for this case is set for March 21st. And so moving on, there seems to still be, though, some confusion on who runs Doge. Newly obtained court filings are clarifying, though, who does what for the Department of Government Efficiency. In a declaration included in the court filing, Amy Gleason, the acting administrator of Doge, she wrote that Elon Musk does not work for the USDS. She also wrote that she does not report to him and he does not report to her. However, Musk has been the public face of Doge for months. But according to White House officials, he has no actual title or formal authority to make these decisions. And these filings come as part of a new lawsuit against Doge by the government watchdog group Crew. They are seeking more transparency from the department. A judge recently ruled that Doge must release certain records under the Freedom of Information Act. They're citing concerns about unusual secrecy happening within Doge. But in response, Doge, they filed a motion on Friday, and they are asking the judge to reconsider, saying that they are not subject to the Freedom of Information Act.
Now we just playing with names, right? Because we all know that Musk has been the face of Doge for months since his origin. But now we're saying, well, he doesn't run it as far as who works for the government. We know Musk. We know Musk runs it. So what are we playing with these games about? We know who runs Doge.
We do, and we know who's behind, the layoffs and all the things that are happening
Absolutely.
right now. And so, yeah, they're just trying to play semantics with this. So
Makes no sense. We know who runs Doge. He doesn't have to answer to anybody. So yeah, we pretty much know who runs it and who gets things done over at Doge.
Exactly. Do we have time for one more?
No, we got to do it when we come back.
Okay. All right. So coming up at 7 with tax season underway, the Better Business Bureau, they're warning about a new scam targeting your personal info. We'll give you all the details at 7.
All right. Everybody else, get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. Let us know how your weekend was, what you did this weekend. I know Jess was out in Atlanta. I was at a Dance Dad convention, and I've been trying to figure out, Jess, why do they do these conventions during big weekends? March Madness, Super Bowl, All-Star, Grammy. Like, there's weekends in between that has nothing.
They don't care. Them kids gotta dance. That's what they say. They said we big. This industry is big too.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, you know.
All right, but get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. Call us up right now. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. Mimi filling in for Morgan. What up, Mimi?
What up, y'all? Okay, so this morning, Donald Trump is waking up and choosing violence. He is claiming, he made a post on Truth Social after midnight saying that former President Joe Biden's preemptive pardons of the January 6th Select Committee and others are void, vacant, and of no future force of effect. Now, like I said, he made this post on Truth Social. He went on to say that members of the former January 6th committee, that they would now be subject to investigation at the highest level and accuse them of being responsible for their own pardons without Biden's knowledge. He claims the pardons were done by AutoPen, which is a device that replicates a person's signature.
Well, I mean, we're in a post-constitutional America now. If Trump is allowed to do that, then we're just post-law. Mm-hmm. So nothing matters if nothing matters. Mm-hmm. There's completely
how
no
do you do
guardrails. Yeah, I don't know. And to be honest with you, I don't know if he has the power to do it or not, because I've never seen a president do it. And Donald Trump has shown me, quite often that presidents can do whatever they want if they got the political will to do it. So if he says it, it might just be. I don't know. We gonna find out.
That's right. We are going to find out. And meanwhile, with all that going on, the Democratic Party is facing criticism as a new CNN poll shows its approval rating is at an all-time low, just 29%. Now, according to the poll, Democratic leaders do not do enough to stand up to President Trump. They also say that Democrats have no strategy, they have no plan, no message, there's no clear leader. And the poll also shows that many Democrats want the party to focus on stopping the Republican agenda rather than working with the GOP majority to push through Democratic policies. Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett, she was on CNN this weekend and she was asked about the poll, and this is what she had to say.
And I want to say, as you're talking about the polling on my party, I want to say that it is the Democratic attorney generals and some governors that are standing up against this administration and bringing those lawsuits and winning every single time. They are losing in court. Could we do a better job of making sure that the American people know that we are winning in the courts? We probably could. But at the end of the day, it's still Democrats that are winning for the American people.
I can't believe that poll is just coming to this conclusion. I feel like I've been saying this for years. You know what I mean? And Jasmine is great, but if I was a Democrat, I wouldn't even speak for the party right now because the party is in shambles. The party is in disarray. The party has no leadership. The party has no messaging. So I wouldn't even speak for the party and try to act like the party has it all together because guess what? We all have eyes and we all have ears, and we can see that they don't have any direction.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've been saying that for a while, Charlamagne. And she was also asked if Senate Democrats should replace Chuck Schumer, and she said that they need to sit down and decide whether or not he is the one to lead in this moment.
The answer is yes. Okay, whenever you hear them talking like that, they know that the answer is yes. But they, for whatever reason, they just won't simply say yes, which is another reason why people look at Democrats and be like they have no direction, they don't have no idea what's going on, because the obvious answer is yes. Chuck Schumer needs to go.
Yeah. And they don't say that. So meanwhile, while the Democrats are struggling, 3 months into his second term, President Trump has reached his highest approval rating as commander in chief. A new NBC News poll found that more Americans believe the country is on the right track than at any other time since 2004. However, the poll also shows that 54% disapprove of his handling of the economy, marking the first time he's lost the majority support on that issue. But despite that, many voters feel like he's bringing the right kind of change, even on trade policies. More people support his trade tariffs. 41% support them than oppose them, which is 38%. Now, this is despite last week's stock market drop where he imposed new tariffs on Canada, Mexico, and China. And on inflation, the poll suggests that there are mixed opinions. 40% say that his policies are helping, 30% believe they're hurting, and 28% they just believe they are having no impact.
Damn, this is what I don't understand. If you voted for Trump
I think
because you
while
want
the Trump administration is the Democrats are struggling, the Trump administration is winning. And finally, with tax season in full swing, the Better Business Bureau is warning the public about a new scam involving fake IRS text messages. Now, the scam involves a text message claiming to be from the IRS, telling recipients they qualify for a $1,400 economic impact payment rebate. Now, the message includes a link, but the Better Business Bureau, they're saying do not click on it. The link leads to a fake but convincing IRS website designed to steal your personal information and financial information, which can be used for identity theft. Anyone eligible for the $1,400 stimulus checks will receive it by mail and never through a text or an online link.
Hold on, so there is stimulus checks going out?
That's what they're saying.
I don't know.
Damn.
Yeah, if you qualify for one, you'll receive it in the mail, and don't click on the link. So,
Okay.
So that's your front page news. I'm Mimi Brown. Follow me on social at Mimi Brown TV, and for more news coverage, follow the Black Information Network or download the free iHeartRadio app and visit binnews.com.
Peace, Mimi.
Thank you, Mimi.
Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.